£5.
£5.
Take
Take one.
uh,
Hello, and welcome to what we're called PBs
PB.
and Positivity.
Yeah. So we don't really know where we're going with this, but we're just going to give it a go.
We're just gonna roll with it and see what
We're
happens.
just going to roll for it.
Well, I think this all came about, didn't it? Because so many people had commented on how positive we are in general, and when we leave the gym, they're like, "Oh, you made my morning," which is always lovely. So we thought we might as well try and spread that joy a little bit further.
Yeah, literally. So rather than people just asking us, we thought we'll tell everyone about how we think. If that's a good thing or not, I don't know.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, so we love being positive. We love having like a good thought process and having a good mindset. But we are humans, like we obviously have down days. We don't always feel like 1,000,000% every single day. So we just thought it'd be really nice to do a podcast that has a lot of realism in it as well, and also a blend of, lots of positivity. PB's talking a lot about our fitness journeys because we've both come from heavily kind of weighted fitness background. And I guess
And we're finally both in the same.
yeah, and we're finally going to the same
finally both going in the
chapter.
off season together.
I think what we should do, because we might have people that are watching who don't have a clue who we are, is maybe just explain.
That's realistic. Nobody knows who I am.
I don't know. It's only our friends that are going to watch this, maybe.
Hi, Gabby.
Yeah.
Number one subscriber.
Expectations. So who are you?
So who am I? So I'm Amy Norther. My background is in social work, which was partly why I wanted to start this, because for me, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have even walked to the shop on my own. I mean, that was one of the first conversations we had, wasn't it? Really kind of struggled with my self image, my self belief. And then through the work that I've done as a social worker, trained as a counsellor, doing the NLP course, that has then helped me develop my mindset to be in a much better place and a much more positive place.
So what NLP for people that don't know what that means?
Neuro linguistics programming.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a real interest in understanding human behaviour, understanding how people tick, and just kind of figuring out what works for each individual. I mean, you're a little bit like my guinea pig, aren't you? I started on a real kind of manifestation journey and mindset journey, but I was reading so many books during prep that it got to the point where it was like, okay, I can't read this one. But Kelsey will love this one because it's backed in science. Here you go. Here's this, your 30-day challenge.
Yeah, we need to make some notes because we need to talk about this book.
We could do a full.
We could do a full podcast on
Yeah,
the book.
we could.
Yeah, so Amy reads books when she's doing the Stairmaster, which I find difficult to even believe. But I think a few people do actually do that, which is madness. I think the only thing that my brain can think about during the Stairmaster is breathing and not
fainting.
Do you think I could concentrate? I have to watch an easy YouTube video or something that's not too mentally consuming.
Or listen to a great podcast.
Or listen to a good podcast.
There you go.
Not going to listen back to our podcast. See, that's the thing. Whenever I do webinars, like if I teach, I come from a teaching background as well. Like I would never watch back those lessons. It would just
yeah,
watch
cringy,
myself.
Cringy.
Don't plan on watching this back. So.
Yeah, but in terms of the fitness side of things, I got into competing because I know I went off topic there, didn't I? But got into competing. It was just after COVID. I spoke to Dan. What people won't know is the first person I ever saw compete was you. But I was still in that phase of I would never be able to do that. So that's always really nice for me. And I just fell in love with the process. I originally started by doing a photo shoot, and at the time it was to deal with a lot of the things that I had going on. I had a lot of grief and stuff going on, and I needed a healthy way to channel it. And I just loved it so much. Messaged Dan, sent my check in over to him, and then we went from there. And I just absolutely love it, and it's changed my life. It really has.
Yeah, it is mad because I just didn't know,
No,
when
no,
you
you
were
didn't.
unable to walk down the street or do
Yeah,
like a lot of the things now that people would question. But I think it's really nice as well to have this podcast as a platform to talk and for people to listen to your story, our
yeah,
stories, also, make comments and stuff of their own stories. But just because I feel like a lot of the time I do it, you will look at people and think like, oh, they're so, great the way that they think, whatever they do,
mm,
whatever it is that you like, look and maybe you aspire to be like someone, and
yeah,
you assume that they just always have been like that, and
yeah,
it's so far from that the case. Like a lot of the time, you don't know someone's background at all, and they
no,
might have been through like such a hell of a lot of stuff and traumas or whatever to get to the point where they
yeah,
are now.
yeah.
So
And I
it is
think we have really deep, meaningful conversations about stuff like that, don't we? So
we unpick everything.
yeah, yeah, and we are very mindful because we are such positive people, and because of the way our mindsets are, but we don't want to be toxically positive. So I know we will talk to each other, won't we, and say, actually, feel this, you need to feel this, and then we'll move on from that. And really, what I want to be able to do in each of these episodes is give people practical tools that they can try and implement into their own life to make things a little bit easier and to make them a little bit more positive. Because our unconscious mind will automatically, depending on what our own self beliefs are about ourselves, so if you've got a negative self image, your unconscious mind is going to look for things to make sure that you are finding those negative things. And although it's not
Yeah,
easy and it is a process, but it can be a fun process.
yeah, of course. It can go work both ways, like the
Yeah,
self-fulfilling prophecy. If you really think that something's going to happen to you, unconsciously you're going to probably take actions along the way that then lead to that thing happening, whether that be positive or
yeah,
negative. So obviously it's beneficial to go to the positive side of what could happen.
yeah, yeah.
But I do think that a lot of people who are listening to this could hopefully benefit, and
Mm.
we're obviously doing it for fun, but we're not just doing this just to chat shit and just chat about ourselves. We are trying, like, hopefully to reach
Help.
out and help people with their own mindset, because no matter how good someone's life and no matter how positive their mindset is, like, I believe that there's always room for self-improvement,
100%.
and everybody can, still continue to develop themselves, like, mentally, no matter what stage of the life that they're at. And somebody could have like exactly the same day as another person. And for one person, that's like their best day ever. And another person, it's their worst day ever. And they've had exactly the same like experiences in that day. But it's all about perspective and mindset, like glass half full, glass half empty. It's the same thing, but it's how you look at it that then changes the way that that experience will feel.
I'm laughing because in the glass half full, I've just got no, we're the type of people
I'm
who.
trying to be serious.
No, I know, but I was looking at your stairs and I was like, we're the type of people, that me and Matt's like, oh my god, I fell down the stairs. Wow, I got down there quickly.
It literally happens all the time. I overslept. I didn't oversleep. I set my alarm
Yeah, you
incorrectly.
missed, you missed the gym session.
I was supposed to meet Amy at 6 a.m. I still obviously trained myself a bit later, but managed to set my alarm an hour later. And you were like, oh, it must be for a reason. I was thinking, yeah, I probably would have crashed on the way if I had gone on the right.
Yeah.
Must have been for a good cause.
Yeah, we do that quite a lot, don't we? And I think what is good about us doing this together, obviously you have a
You did
background.
press record, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, imagine.
Are you sure?
Take two.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it says recording. It says in the top recording anyway. But yeah, I know we spoke a bit about my background, but yours, I think the reason this will be so good us doing it together is I have that background in terms of the the work that I do through my day job and the neuroscience stuff related to it. And you also have in terms of the benefits of exercise and being a coach and how that benefits as well. Because it all comes together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you get them both married up.
I think it comes with because I am a coach, a fitness coach, but then even as you are coaching, as I'm coaching my clients, there is still an element of coaching that involves good mindset, healthy habits, healthy mind frame, and that goes hand in hand with the fitness side of it because really you can't really have one of it without the other. You're not going to have the best fitness results if your mindset's in the bin. So it's kind of important that both of them marry up together.
And we're by no means expecting people to dance on the Stairmaster.
That's just for me.
That's just seems for a special type of psychopath.
I have been told a few times, like people have obviously seen me on the Stairmaster. I think I'm just having an actual rave. I'm having like that much fun. Just listening to like, memorable, really good playlists that I've had memories or whatever it is from previous nights out, and I'm practically reliving.
That's because we don't have nights out anymore, really.
No, not on prep. Not on prep. The best you're gonna get on prep.
Yeah,
getting up with the Stairmaster. But it's how you look at it, because you imagine, like, in your head, like, everyone can kind of think, if you're heading to do your cardio at the gym, and you're thinking, I'm going to have a really shit time, I'm going to have a horrible time, there's no way you're going to have a good time when you get there. I'm sorry, but if that's the way that your mind is actually already going before you even get there, you're setting yourself up for not so much failure. I'm sure you'll get it done, but you'll probably have a miserable time.
Yeah.
It's how you look at things to how you then perceive things and how you experience them, like glass half full, glass half empty. It's just about perspective. So what we're hoping to do from the podcast is to help, like, give people tools and some of the things how we are to maybe rub off. And I don't know, we don't want to preach anything, but I don't know if it's helpful.
I think it's those practical skills, isn't it? Those practical skills that people might not know about.
Yeah,
which will be really fun. We have a visitor.
Yeah.
Oh, I say I'm a visitor in your home anyway.
Yeah.
Does he know we're doing this?
We might have to pause and restart.
Pause. We'll pause.
He's looking like one.
Does he? Yeah, resumed. I mean, also, I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards, but that's because we've had the first session back. And I usually have a nap after training legs, and I haven't. So
listen. You actually have not when you're not on prep then.
No, well, apparently I'm tired today, so.
We'll be able to get in bed later. Where's that little cap cut? We should have done our after the break.
Yeah, we're back. Post this.
It's only been 1 minute long, but there we go.
Where were we?
I have no idea. Right, so yeah, we think this is obviously the first one. It's a little bit sporadic, but we just wanted to kind of lay out what the plan was for the future podcast. So we're planning on doing these now every fortnight. So we should be getting these out, at least every couple of weeks. And if there is anything specific anybody does want us to cover, then obviously give us a shout. But we're planning on doing a different topic for each podcast. Yeah. So some sort of like manifestation task that we're going to share that we've been maybe trying, and then see if everybody else has a go and see how it works there.
Or different routines that we've implemented that we know have helped us. And what works for us won't necessarily work for everyone else, but I would say if you try the things and nothing works for you, excellent. I think before we do end and we give the first task, we should do a little bit on your background and how you are.
Yeah, we're just getting right
because I did mine, and then we kind of
completely
went sporadic, went off in every direction.
Getting too excited about
story about that.
Yeah, you know what I'm excited for? That I'm excited to hear from our listeners, our viewers, from the stories that hopefully come in. Yeah. We might not get any, but you never know. We might get.
That's not very manifesty of it.
No, it's
all of the ones that come in.
Yeah, all of the ones that we get. I can't wait to hear some people's stories about what they've tried, what's worked for them.
I guess if they're feeling more positive after a gratitude practice or whatever that may be.
Yeah, we need to do a topic on journaling. We need to do a topic on morning routine. Yeah. We need to do a topic on afternoon, evening routine. Yeah, we've got so much.
And like we say though, when I say what works for me won't work for everybody else, journaling is still quite new to you, and that took you a while to get into, didn't it? Whereas I'm finding journaling really easy. Whereas if I do, say, visualization or a meditation, that will be slightly more difficult for me because my brain doesn't want to be that calm.
Yeah.
So it is just trial and error.
Yeah, and there's different like ways that you can implement things into your life that make it more feasible. And like quite recently, I just finished the podcast Atomic Habits, which a lot of people have probably read as well. But there was loads of stuff in that that just really cemented in like why my habits or our habits do actually work and why they're so good.
Definitely.
Really interesting, like the science kind of behind it.
Yeah,
that is a good book as well. Right, I'm going way off.
Yeah, come on, tell us. And we could just turn the camera around. That'll say
Oh
who
my
you
God.
are.
I've got so much, but well, I'm trying to just do this right. You know, have you ever been? I've never been on one of them, but you know, like them speed dating that you have to tell yourself, explain yourself in 30 seconds.
Can I see this is like my first date in 7 years? There's a limit in belief.
Right, yeah. Oh, so I sent down like a 5-minute voice note a few weeks ago.
I know, I felt sorry for you. It's like my morning, when you get excited on a morning, you send me a voice note and it's like 4 different voice notes. That's
2 words.
And you always say, just leave me up. Lovely way to spend the morning.
Right, who am I? There's too many angles background.
Let's start with your name.
Right. I'm Kelsey. As far as fitness is concerned, I'm a pro bikini athlete with PTO, the PTO Pro, since 2021. So I've competed for many years though. I did UK BFF in 2015, where I won in bikini junior, and then I had a bit of a gap for a few years where I still trained like different phases of training, cutting, bulking, like making a lot of progress. But the reason I didn't compete is I did my chartered accountancy exams. So qualified ACA in 2018. I was a coach at that time as well. So all the way through studying for my chartered accountancy exams, I also did have a job like kind of doing accountancy and doing my personal training. So after qualified as an accountant, I veered off to the college that I was trained at because I decided I didn't want to work in an office, and I just spent 5 years doing all of my exams because when I'm committed to finishing something, I will finish it. I don't regret any of it. I wouldn't be where I am today without that. It set me up like so perfectly for the way that my life has turned out, to be honest. So I now still work for the college. I did a bit of teaching, which really did help me with my coaching as well, like learning teaching techniques, like standing in front of a classroom of postgraduates, not children. I don't think I could have dealt with naughty children. That was just not.
It's a joy. I work with children like that.
No, it was postgraduates that I used to teach, so they would all be very well behaved and they wanted to be there. That really brought me out of my shell and really helped with my coaching as well, and like helped with my communication skills. So that would have been like up to COVID time, and then through COVID, I was working more from home. I think everybody kind of ended up just working more from home, and I veered off into the coaching side of things from then. So from that point on, at the college, I wasn't teaching. I was doing coaching for apprenticeships, and I was doing more of my own coaching. Then I started competing again. I think when I bought my house in 2020, I just realised like I just can't wait to compete again. I think my parents, when I first did it in Bikini Junior, they hated like, you know, taking over the kitchen, the prep, like the stresses of like just getting everything like, you know, perfect, spot on. So as soon as I got my own house, I thought, yeah, just can't wait to do this again.
And you thrive in bodybuilding. Really
I think I took a lot of time to myself in across 2020. A lot of people obviously did have more time to themselves. You know what book I read that was really good in COVID? This is not going off too much of a tangent. It was the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. That was a really good book, and it was during like that time when I was reflecting a lot of like what I wanted out of life, what I wanted to do like for myself, what I wanted to do with my career, etc. It really gave me more of a laser focus on what I wanted to do, and and prepping as soon as possible was one of those things.
That is always one of those things, isn't it? But that is again something that we will discuss in another episode, isn't it? Around those changes for both of us.
So I think the mindset around post show, we're going to talk a lot about that and do a full topic on that.
Yeah. Currently 2 weeks post show for me.
Yeah, so we'll do a big topic on that because that's a really interesting thing to talk about.
And we have both had to have massive mindset shifts, haven't we, around that? So that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about that. But yeah, after I realised that I wanted to compete again, that's when I got a coach, got with Dan.
The goal. Hi Dan.
Hi,
you better be listening, #1 subscriber.
And yeah, he's not really got rid of me since one way or another. Yeah, I got my pro card in 2021 and then I've just competed a lot and had a few off seasons, been on and off. And my coaching has really taken off. Like I'm just really blessed with everything that I've had that just turned out for me. But I feel like there's a lot of things that can be said to like the way that things have turned out because of like the way that I've acted, like the beliefs that I've had. Like 100%. I've always pushed myself. I've always had a lot of ambition, a lot of drive. I'm like a robot on prep. Like you're the same. Like it's just things get done.
There's no other option.
Things get done. There's just no other option. No, it's the way things end up. So yeah, enough about me. I feel like that is pretty much. Oh well, to be honest, the final kind of peak to that is when I was approached as well by Leah, who owns Undivided. So was looking for another coach. So I jumped at that chance because to work with Leah under that brand with the team and with the skills that she's got and the business that she's built.
Yeah, definitely. And that's been amazing to watch as well.
Yeah, so really that's been just another blessing.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it shows even more so around that circle you have around you and the people you surround yourself with and how important that is for your mindset and your positivity in general.
It helps me to help others.
100%.
And I've always coached before I was working with Leah as well. I've always coached, but I've never really pushed it and advertised it. I've never really made a big thing of it. But now, like, I'm a lot more
aligns with your values.
Yeah, now like I'm a lot more able to do that because Leah obviously is like working with me now, so it's been brilliant. And yeah, that brings us up to 2024.
And here we are. The one thing I would like to ask you, because I don't know if I've ever asked you this.
God, I'm scared.
I know, you should be.
We haven't prepared
we haven't
at all.
It's just like
we've just sat here and don't even.
The fancy mics, which is so fun work.
We're half set up, but we're trying our best.
Have you always been this positive? Because obviously I've touched on I haven't always had this mindset, and it's took a lot of unpicking a lot for me as a person. It has been a full journey for me, and the reason I wanted to start this now is because I feel like I'm right in the middle of it. I'm in such a good place, such a positive place, and I know the work that I've done. But I was just curious, have you? Because you're a very positive person. I haven't. I've just, like you say, assumed that you have always been this way.
Yeah. No, I actually have, but I don't really know. I think I have my ideas around why. I have always been a very positive person. That's what I've been known for from like my family, especially my mum, who's like so close with me. Like she's always said she'll know if there's something wrong with me because I'm normally so positive, so happy, and if I'm not, and my bubble has burst and my ducks are not in a row, which happens, I am a human being. Of course it happens, but everybody will know instantly like that my vibe is off because I am actually like that. But I think it's because during my life, and I'm very aware of this, I haven't had any significant traumatic experiences that would give me a reason maybe to not feel like this. So I have a lot of awareness around, other people's experiences and around why people end up with the mind frame and the mindset that they have. You're like a prime example of someone who's come around a full circle. Yeah. But
I think learning how to deal with that trauma and stuff.
I've seen it around me, and I think I've not had any issues like directly with my own experiences. However, I've had people that are extremely close to me, like, like really, really close and they've had a lot of trauma. So I've had to deal with it from a different angle from helping them. So I've been at the other end of it where I'm helping and watching someone very close to me go through a lot of shit and helping them. So I've still kind of been through it. I've been through it with other people, but I've not maybe had that like as much with myself. But I think having a way with some things, because I think for some people they could have a negative experience and it's the end of the world, but somebody else could have exactly the same experience, but maybe they don't perceive it to be as bad. So maybe I have been through some stuff which some people would argue is traumatic. Like my mum and dad were divorced when I was younger. They did get back together, so I feel like that could be a circle in my brain that is wired as to things always do work out.
Yeah.
Potentially. We always unpick everything, so we always like try
and. You can think of this as free therapy, free counselling if you'd like. I'm not a therapist, counsellor, but
no, but it's very interesting, and I think one thing that helps a lot of people is literally just talking. And I think like
absolutely
with us, we talk a lot and we open up, and I think that helps.
We know though, so I know that I can tell you anything, and you're not going to judge me for that. There's some people that you can't do that with, but I think if you have a circle of people where you know that whatever you say you're not going to be judged and you can unpick that. And I can actually remember saying to you when we went on holiday, because you said, oh, I've lived like a sheltered life, if you like you've just been safe. And I remember saying, it really surprises me because you are so self-aware and non-judgmental, and you can, if I'm telling you where I'm coming from in terms of why I may be feeling a certain way, you're really understanding of that. And for me, that's something that not a lot of people have, and would just maybe go, oh, okay.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
So
I
don't want to really understand.
Yeah. So hopefully this will be sitting having a happy two
But yeah, we don't want to waffle.
Yeah.
We do want to try and focus on different topics. So this one's a bit sporadic. Obviously, we've just kind of sat here and hoped for the best. But
that's even done what we're doing in Starbucks.
We don't have a plan, but we do have a plan of like each
fortnight, not for the introduction.
Each podcast, we're going to try and focus. So, let's finish off on
the challenge.
One of the things that we've tried over this past week. You know, Ace and my mum has also tried this.
They've got involved.
We've had a great time doing this week. So
I ordered you the book.
So you explain what this book is.
So I ordered the book E Squared that looks at how if you condition your mind to think positively about something and believe that something is going to happen, your brain, like I was saying earlier, will look for things to make that a reality. So one of the things, you sent it to me, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we were going to try, that within a 24-hour period, you had to think of something that you wanted to see, something like the colour of a car.
Yeah, something that obviously is something that is realistic. So saying, I want to see like the ocean, you live nowhere near the beach.
Yeah. I want to see the ocean.
Something that you could potentially see on a day, like on a day you would.
That maybe you wouldn't usually see.
Yeah, but it's possible. We're not, going out of the realms of this is not possible. Yeah. Well, anything is possible, but just to make it simpler.
Well, the example I gave was the colour of a car, a blue feather, and something else, if I remember rightly. So we decided that we were going to see an orange car, and it had to be orange,
like bright orange, like this.
Yeah,
you tell me like
subliminal messaging right there.
That's the orange.
So you had to see an orange, bright like that car. Couldn't be brown or anything like that.
Not like a sunset kind of beige.
Yeah.
Like a bright orange.
So we were going to firework display together, and in my head, before I'd met up with you.
You already saw one.
No, I hadn't.
Didn't you?
I hadn't, but I can remember getting in the car and thinking, oh, there's no point looking now because I know exactly when I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it when I make up with Kelsey later. So we met up.
Oh, it was Ace that saw one.
Yeah, Ace saw one earlier in the day.
Boyfriend Ace, I told him to like go off on this challenge, and he went, I'll never see an orange car. They're too bright. He saw two that day. He sent me pictures of two. Anyway.
So we then, but you have to believe, don't you? You have to believe you're going to see it.
You have to look for it. Obviously, like the idea is that normally you might pass something but not notice it. But the plan of this is that you will notice it and you will manifest it into your life so that you will see it. So it might not be an orange car. It could be like, I don't know, a feather, something that you could see but you don't normally see, but you wouldn't notice.
Yeah. We can post the thing anyway, can't we?
Yeah,
we can post that so people can do it. Anyway, we met up. We're walking down to the fireworks.
I thought I'd given up because I've not seen a single orange car all day, all day. And we were just walking. It was really busy. There was actually cars everywhere, but no cars were orange.
No bright orange ones.
And then,
is that orange? No,
none of them were orange. And then just randomly,
we crossed the road.
You said, right, let's cross the road now because it's a bit quieter on the other side. And this bright, luminous, bright orange Audi almost mowed me over because I was like right in front of it. And imagine a rabbit in the headlights because so I literally got my full, honestly, eyes are open, like full shock of, oh my goodness, it's an orange car. But there's so many people around because they're all walking towards the firework display.
I noticed them continued walking across the road and thought, actually, we'll talk about this once Kelsey gets to the other side of the road. But no, Kelsey stopped in the middle of traffic, pointed at the car, and went, "It's an orange car!" and was like jumping up and down excitedly.
Can you imagine if you were in that car? Imagine if you were driving an orange car and someone jumped in front of your car and went, "Oh my god, an orange car!"
It was insane.
They must have thought I had a really bad problem. Like, a lot of people were looking.
Yeah.
I was quite loud and excited.
Yeah, you were.
It was very bright, very orange, just right in front of me. But the idea of this whole story is trying to imagine that, you know, you don't normally see bright orange cars or bright yellow cars or bright green cars or whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be a car. And then go out of your way to look for it in the next 24 hours. Let us know if you spot anything that you have manifested into your life, because it's obviously, it does, yeah, but it's obviously like good to hear the stories, because I've got my mum and Abe who both messaged me like the next day, like I've actually just seen this that I was looking for, which is crazy. But yeah, there'll be lots more little fun experiments.
We'll do the experiments.
That we need to make a list of so many things. We need to do a post show, proper like chat.
Yeah, I've got a list of what we can do.
Post diet phase, whatever it's called.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to send you what they've seen, how can they? What's your Instagram?
What we're doing this on YouTube, so we'll put our Instagrams in the comments. I don't know. You can tell we're very new to this whole process.
Well, mine's AgeJourney22.
Mine is Kel's Fitness. I don't know what it is. Oh my god. Is Kel's Fitness _ 711 Pro? Is it Kel's Fitness Pro _ 711? I have no idea.
Let me have a look.
It could be any of those things. Mine is Kel's KELS Fitness 711 _ Pro.
Or follow me and then you're posting everything.
We're just all over, each other's Instagram. So, yeah. Well, thank you for putting up if you've actually got to the end, because, we've got this far.
But we did well.
We've got somewhere.
Proud of you.
Hey. Wait, the caption, do the end.
I've still got the head vid.
Do the end. Oh. Is it recording?
Yeah, how many times are you going to do this record?
Right, done.
What do you say when you end? Not action.
Over and out.
Over and out.
The end. The end.